What is it that you want more than anything, right? What is it that subconsciously makes you wake up in the morning and drives you to get out of bed and pursue the things that you want? That is what we're talking about today. We're talking about the super objective. The super objective! The super objective has a lot of different definitions. Different teachers teach it in different ways, but this is a definition that I really like, and I'm going to read it for you here. The super objective is the engine that propels you through the journey of the play or film. It is the dream that moves you through the story. For in plays and films, as in life, without dreams, we do not take action. It is the prior life, something deeply emotional. The super objective needs to be analytical, but it also needs to be something rooted deep, deep, deep within you, like a very, very strong impulse that makes you want to act. Not act as in perform, but act as in motion, pursue something. So why do we need the super objective? The overall objective is a tool that gives a script a beginning, a middle, and an end. It defines the journey for the actor and also for the character, and it also defines the journey for the audience as well. Now, as with most of the things we've talked about in these videos, super objective comes from Stanislavski, right? I mean, yeah, we could have all guessed that. Now, Stanislavski's metaphor is this. I'm going to read it for you too, because I have some specific things I want to share with you here. Stanislavski says that the super objective, right, is the dream which comes from a deep yearning within the character. It is the spine of the actor's performance. Now, that's an important metaphor. It's the spine of the performance, right? And that the objectives, so we have super objective, and then we have each objective, so scene objectives, right? So here's the play, we have the super objective, right? And then we have little tiny scenes within the play, and each one of those has its own objectives, right? So let me read it one more time. The dream which comes from a deep yearning within the character. The super objective is the spine of the actor's performance, and that the objective in each individual scene are the ribs connected to the spine. Love that metaphor. Love it. It's a great representation about how the super objective is the tree trunk, and the objectives are the branches that go off of the tree trunk, right? First thing that you need to know, ask yourself after reading the script, which is that what does my character want from life? This is definitely informed from the given circumstances. What is the primal goal, okay? And whether the play or the film takes place in over the course of a couple of hours or a couple of years, you need to find that overarching, that thing that person is still fighting for, that's the thing that they're still not giving up. And don't go crazy on this. It should be a basic human need, simple, active, right? It should propel you. You should have a gut, and it's really personal. It's all on you, and no one can tell you what a super objective is because it's what's going to drive this character. It should be worded in a way that establishes a change in your life that is necessary for physical and emotional survival. So basic, raw, visceral, things like that. A great example, one that we'll often see as we continue to in this video and also continuing to work, is to find love, right? To look for love. And so many different things that we do out in the world are rooted in that very, very, very tiny, tiny want, which is love. We want people to love us. We want people to care about us. We want to be important. We want to belong. You want to read the script as much as possible. Boil down the play into your own words as the character into kind of around one sentence. I like to get a piece of paper next to my script and write it out in 3 sentences, and then continue to whittle words down until I've got a succinct one sentence, what I think this play means for my character, and what I think that I want, that over the entire play. You actually even want to trim it down even more. And here's some examples of what we're looking for, right? We're looking for a super objective, super simple, right? I mentioned love before, to find love, right? Or to get power, or to get married, or I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Kill Bill, right? To get my revenge, right? Kill Bill is actually a pretty good example because throughout the entire movie, she wants revenge. Revenge is what she wants. And it's very simple, it's very straightforward, it invokes an emotion within inside of you where you can understand it, and then you know that each individual scene within inside of that movie has a different objective. She tries to accomplish different things, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when it boils down to the tiniest, the simplest form, she wants revenge. Now, another good example that I liked was a story being told about how a coach worked with an actor on the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? And they talked about, what do you want? What is your super objective in this play? And it talked about, I want to survive this crazy, insane person with a chainsaw so that I can live a long and fruitful life, right? So the coach, they worked on it a little bit. They were kind of tweaking it, and they came up with a really, really great, interesting, creative idea to solve it, which is, instead of that long-winded one, the person's super objective surviving this killer in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was to protect my unborn child, right? How does that not stir you up and create emotional stakes already, right? You add your creativity, that's the creative rights you have to tweak it and to form it to make it richer, higher stakes, more meaningful for you as a performer, okay? So just think about next time you're trying to create a super objective. Now, the last thing I'll say before we move on to the next step, which is that don't, and I know you already know this, don't judge your character. Don't ever judge what your character really wants. If they want revenge, for example, and you can't relate to that, and you think that someone who wants revenge isn't godly or anything like, that's that character. Don't judge them. If you judge them, you won't be able to connect with them. Step 4, once you've read the play a bunch of times, then moved on to boiling it down to trying one sentence, then bringing it and boiling it down even more and really turning it into a nice, clear, succinct, simple way of phrasing your objective. The next step after that is to justify it. And this is arguably the most, and it's going off the Texas Chainsaw Massacre example, right? It's arguably the most important aspect of the steps because it means nothing unless you don't do this. And justifying, simply put, means to make it meaningful for you. And that just takes self-exploration, that takes self-knowledge, that takes really mining and journaling and meditating and or whatever you like to do. And it's hard to teach this, right? It's so personal. And questions that you can ask to determine how you feel about a particular, if you're working on a certain super objective, is what happens if you don't achieve the dream that you're searching for? Why does this dream mean, why is this dream important to me? And also, is this something that I would die for? Is this something that I would fight to the end for? To say the last step is rehearse and tweak. Right? If it doesn't feel good and it's not driving you and you don't feel rooted in it, and it's not helping you understand the play, change it, tweak it. That's what rehearsal's for. You need to be rehearsing. Whether if you're in a play, great. If you're not in a play and you're in a film, at home. This is stuff you need to find a buddy, you need to find a partner, and you need to run these lines, and you need to see if whether or not this super objective is actually working for you. That's sort of super objective in a quick nutshell. In the comments below, as an assessment here, let's post our favorite links of maybe movies or scenes from plays, and kind of on your own discover whether or not you could figure out what that character's particular super objective. I also have a little bonus homework for you here, and this is for someone who really, really wants to go the extra mile and see if they can truly figure out what the best super objective is for them, and it's based on the Stanislavski system of wants ideas, but it's an exercise I got from Larry Moss in his book Intent to Live. So you get a little tiny journal and you bring it with you throughout your day, and every single time you want something, whether it's a cup of coffee, whether it's to go to the bathroom, whether it's to speak to a crush that you have on at work, anything like that, you write it down in that journal. As you're writing these things down, you're seeing what it is that you're wanting throughout the day, and you also want to try and also add in how you feel too. So if you pass an ice cream store and you really want an ice cream, write down I want ice cream, and then maybe add in there, oh, I could because I feel sad. Or maybe it's you feel hungry. And then at the very end of the day, before you go to bed, see all these different things that you want throughout the day. You could have hundreds. You probably do have so many, and all these different feelings. And see if you possibly can find the through line between all of them. Because I bet you, if you really look hard enough, each individual want you can connect the dots and you can find this one thing that may be guiding you through that entire day. And that, my friends, might be your own super objective. So, how about that one? Yeah, that was good. The super objective! Thanks so much for joining us. Like and share the video below if you can. Any friends that you think are interested in theater or acting or movies or film, anything like this. And give us a like, and I'll see you in the next video.